Hi there, I just wanted to show you how I make my ribbons for my cards. I have that one here that I just made on my last card, and it's a double ribbon, so it uses two different types, and all my ribbons are basically made the same, and they're fairly easy to make. There's just a few things that I do just to help shape them, and I'll show you what I do here. So depending on what type of ribbon you have, some of them are easier to tie. The quality makes a difference. So what I do is I make sure I leave a long enough tail, and I just tie a ribbon like you normally would. So I have a loop, and then I wrap the ribbon around, and then I'm going to pull it through. I'm left-handed, but it shouldn't really make a difference. You would tie your bow as you normally would, and then once it's tied, it kind of looks all funky like that. I put my fingers through the hole, so through the two loops I put my fingers through, and as I tighten the ribbon, I pull it. So I take my tails and I tighten them, and then I'm going to pull the ribbon, and as I do that it starts to shape the ribbon and how it looks, and then you have to decide how you want your tails. So for this one here, I want the one on the one side and then the other one on the opposite side, so I start to shape it. You can even just wet them just slightly too if you're having a hard time, and then I'll put my fingers back in the two loops, and then I will make them smaller. So I pull my tail, and then I pull the ribbon, the two loops, and that just starts to shape it. And I think that's looking actually pretty good. Let me just do it a little bit more here. So I put my fingers back in, and then I just give them a nice shape. So I'm happy with it, and I just keep on working it until I'm happy with it, and then I cut my tails. And then what I usually do, and that's up to you, is I just cut the ribbon on a diagonal on either side. And that's basically my ribbon. And I have another one here that I made that I could have added to the card. So that works out good if the ribbon is all one color. It's nice and easy to make. For the one on my card here, it's actually a double ribbon, so I use a piece of plaid and a piece of the solid red. And for that one there, I basically did the same thing. I got my two pieces of ribbon. I didn't really worry how they were sitting, I just put them together. And then I did my one loop. I wrapped my ribbon around. Actually, I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger. So I did my one loop. We're going to wrap the ribbon around and through. Then the ribbon looks all messy and weird, and what I do is I put my fingers through it. So without pulling it tight to start off with, it's still very loose. I can still move the tails around and have them on either side or have them on the same side, and then I can slowly just start to shape the ribbon. So I put my fingers through the loops, I tighten the ribbon, I pull the tails to make the loops smaller, okay, and then I put my fingers back through because you always want to keep that shape of the loops. Okay, and then I just continuously work it until I'm happy with it. So I think the key for me is just keeping my fingers in those loops. You pull the tails, you tighten the loops, and that's it. And then from there you can separate. You can slightly separate them so you can see the two ribbons, and then you can also just cut the tails on a diagonal, which I'll do here. And basically that's my ribbon. So there's that one, and then with the twine it's the same thing. You do your loop, wrap it around and through, and then you have, it looks a little bit messy, you're going to put your fingers through it, and then you're just going to start to tighten it. So you pull on your tails, and then you pull on the loops, decide where you want the tails to be sitting. Okay, and then that's it. You can cut your tails. So there's another one there. One with a pattern on one side. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it has a snowflake pattern on the one side and it's white on the other. It's just done slightly different. So you make your one loop, okay, and if I were to just twist it around and through, I would have one piece with a pattern and one piece with the solid white. So you want it both to have the pattern. So what I do is I make my loop like I normally would. I twist the ribbon slightly. So normally it would just come around. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to twist it so I see the opposite side, the white side. Hopefully I can do this. I wrap it around and through, and when you wrap it around and through that way, you get the pattern on each side. So again, I would go back to what I normally do. I put my fingers through the loops, I pull on the ends, and then just start tightening it. Okay. Gradually tighten it and shape it. So now if you look at it, the loops are a little bit funky because I can see, or sorry, the tails, because I can see the one side is white. So I'm just going to adjust it because I didn't pull that knot tight to begin with. I can move my tails around. So now I can adjust them, make them tighter, keeping my fingers in the loops, and that's it. And again, you can just slightly wet. If you wet the ribbon too, it does seem to take the shape a little bit better. So, and there's that ribbon. So hopefully that made sense, and then I would just again cut the tails. So there's that one. So that's it. Hopefully that helped you make some ribbons, and thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.